So the MacBook Neo has been out for about 3 months now, and by all accounts, it's a great laptop. There's just one problem. 99% of all the videos about it have been made by, well, people like me, tech reviewers. And let's just be honest here, half the stuff that we care about does not matter to the people that this laptop is meant for. Oh, can you edit videos on the MacBook Neo? Who cares, stupid Alex? The Neo is meant for casual users, people who only use their laptop to browse the internet, stream movies or shows, check their email, and all that type of stuff. That's why 3 months ago when I bought this thing, I tested it out for a bit and then I gave it to my wife.
Phrasing?
She's been using it ever since, and I thought now would be a good time to ask her a few questions about it. So here's her opinion on the MacBook Neo after 3 months of living with it. So I'll be going over a few different categories, and there's timestamps in the description if you want to skip ahead, but I won't be covering every single aspect in detail as, again, this is based on my wife's use of the Neo. So no word on the speakers since she always uses it with headphones, and nothing on the camera and microphone either, because if anybody's going to be a webcam girl in this family, it's going to be me. The first word that my wife said when I asked her about the design of the MacBook Neo was literally perfect. She said it's very portable and lightweight, and you can take it anywhere without feeling like you're burdened by carrying it around. She also said she likes that it's small because the big ones hurt. Not sure what she meant by that. When compared to the MacBook Air, she said the Neo doesn't feel as serious and it's less intimidating compared to other laptops. Also, in her words, she is obsessed with the color. It may feel like a superficial thing, but the fact that it's so cute and portable makes it more approachable and less daunting to use in some way. Like, it doesn't feel like an industrial piece of hardware or some advanced tool, but more like an accessory that's easy to use and that fits into your everyday life. The build quality has also been flawless, and there haven't been any issues with the materials or the durability of it at all yet. Which one would certainly hope to be the case after just 3 months, but if you've ever owned a cheap Windows laptop, you know how it is. The only real issue in this category is the ports, although not what us tech reviewers like to talk about with the whole one of the ports is only USB 2 situation. No, it's just the simple fact that there aren't any USB ports on the other side of the chassis, which makes it a lot less practical to use in some cases, like when you need to charge it. Interestingly, this is also the case on my much more expensive MacBook Air, so unless you're willing to fork out enough money for a laptop to pay for someone to get peed on in Dubai, don't ask me how I know that, it's just something you'll have to live with. Now, one other note my wife had was that she would have also liked it if it did look more like the Air, but just smaller, which seems contradictory given that she likes that it doesn't look like the Air. But I guess there could be some middle ground there where it still looked cute, but maybe a bit more serious. The display is really great overall. It feels very high definition and extremely high quality. The colors look amazing and it's very smooth to use because, again, most people don't care about having a screen with a super high refresh rate. The only thing my wife says she would change about the display is to make it brighter. But I think it's important to note a few things here. It's not that it isn't bright enough. It is, at least according to her. But she's the type of person who likes to have the brightness maxed out on her phone, even in the middle of the night, and the same also applies for my MacBook Air whenever we watch something on it. And since my MacBook Air gets precisely as bright as her Neo, it's no surprise to me that she would love to be able to make it even brighter. Why does she want it to get brighter while I feel like my retinas are literally burning? I don't know. Maybe she's actually blind and she's been faking having vision using her daredevil-like senses. Anyway, other than that, the display is practically perfect. The keyboard feels absolutely fine to type on, but it also hasn't wowed her in any way, which is funny because most reviewers, myself included, made a big deal out of how this keyboard is basically the same as on all other MacBooks, making it one of the best laptop keyboards in the world. But to her, it's just fine, no big deal. The other area in which she contradicts the reviewers is actually a big one. She does not care about the keyboard not being backlit. Let me say that again. No backlighting? No problem. This is a huge deal because almost every single YouTuber out there kept going on and on about how the lack of backlighting was this enormous problem and how it made the laptop practically useless at night and so on. In fact, there was only one guy at the time who said, actually, you can see the keys at night because of the light from the screen. Now that's someone who definitely deserves your subscription, so please do subscribe to that brilliant fella's YouTube. But yeah, my wife said essentially the exact same thing I did, that the lack of backlighting isn't a problem because she can easily see the keys anyway. Now, to be fair, she does have her brightness cranked all the way up at all times, but the point still stands. As for the trackpad, she says it's absolutely great, except for the fact that the click can be a bit loud at times. She occasionally uses her laptop next to our daughter while she's sleeping, and while it hasn't ever woken her up, she feels like it could, just because it is a rather audible click it makes when you press it. However, this is something that can easily be remedied by enabling tap to click by going into the settings on your MacBook. So if you prefer to use it without physically pressing down the trackpad, you can do that as well. When it comes to performance, there is not a single thing my wife has tried to do on the Neo which made it so much as stutter for a second, let alone crash. In fact, on that front, she's had more luck with the Neo than I had with the M4 MacBook Air, as I was getting a ton of crashes and glitches the first couple of months. So the Neo is absolutely solid in this regard. Now, my wife doesn't do anything heavy duty on her laptop. She doesn't even use Excel, which was her go-to example of an app that could be hard for a computer to run. Cute. According to her, she's seen people edit videos in CapCut and Final Cut Pro, as well as playing The Sims, so she feels like there's plenty more headroom if she did want to do something more tasking. But for her everyday use, the MacBook has been literally flawless and always switches between apps practically instantly and never makes a sound no matter what she's doing or how long it's been running. The battery life has also been damn near perfect in her words, though she admits that she doesn't use it as much as a student might use it throughout a day. She might watch a movie one night, draining the battery from 100% to around 75%. This is with the brightness turned all the way up, of course. Leave the laptop alone for 3 days, then come back and watch another movie, all without ever having to think about charging it because it does a great job maintaining its battery even after days of standby time. She charges it maybe twice a week on average and says it charges really fast, taking maybe an hour or two at most to get to 100%. Now, it's worth noting that we use a plug with a higher output than Apple's included 20-watt charger because it wasn't included when we bought it since we live in the EU and Apple is apparently still upset about the whole switch to USB-C thing. Either way, the battery life has never been a constraint, and even though it would be nice to have an additional charging port on the other side, it's never been an issue since the included cable is more than long enough. Overall, my wife loves the MacBook Neo. Now, even though I bought this for her, she made an interesting point when I asked her about it, which was that the fact that it's so inexpensive, at least for the quality you're getting, makes it less of a commitment in a way. Basically, because it's not ultra expensive, she doesn't feel like she has to use every single feature or use it every single day to get her money's worth. Which incidentally is a feeling I've had sometimes with my MacBook Air, where I kind of pressure myself into using it more often because, hey, I paid so much money for it. The MacBook Neo doesn't come with that kind of pressure, which adds to the overall fun and carefree vibe to it. It's cute, compact, and most importantly, not intimidating to use, no matter how skilled you are or aren't with a computer. And on top of that, it plugs seamlessly into the Apple ecosystem, giving you easy access to all the same features as the rest of the MacBook lineup, where you can easily answer texts, see your photos, and take calls, all from your laptop. As for what you would like to see in the Neo 2, do you think it was more RAM or storage space? Maybe backlit keys or a wider P3 color gamut on the display? No. It was an extra port or two on the other side and a little more screen brightness. That's it. Anyway, I hope this video helped you figure out if the MacBook Neo was for you. I want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, my wife. You are the love of my life, and I'm so blessed that I get to spend forever with you, even if you are trying to blind me with that extreme screen brightness. And to anyone still watching, please give the video a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more unbiased and novel takes on tech. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.